Okay, I'm back. uh, what we're going to do right now, after we see how permissions on folders and the inheritance provided by groups and groups inside groups and so on, we're going to we're going to present here some advantage of the Active Directory that is the group policy objects. Group policy objects are policies that are applied directly or to the main root of the Active Directory structure or directly to the organization units. They are the same, but the impact that they do on the clients might be a little bit different in the method of when you are managing all the Active Directory structure. So first of all, we're going to create a group policy that will disable CMD access. This is one of the easiest. You're going to apply to the root of the Active Directory Active Directory structure. And then we'll see what will happen. So we're going to the server, and we'll begin to, where is it? We'll go at where is the management? Close a lot of windows here, and we have here the management, server management, and on tools you've got group policy management. You click on it, and oh well, the screen is freeze. Sorry. I'll show it again. So on tools you'll have group policy management. Okay. Here you have the forest of your name.local, the name of your domain, because when we promote this server, we said that it will be the head of the forest, your name.local. Here are the domains that are below what belongs to this forest. You have only one, your name, and the sites, we don't have any. And on this structure you will see first of all there is a symbol here, a little symbol. This is the default policy, the domain policy. Please do not change, leave it as it is, create others, but don't use this default policy, domain policy. You could have some problems afterwards. Then you have domain controllers, and you have also a policy that is applied to the domain controllers. Then what is next, and this is the importance of the organization unit, is that the organization unit is replied here on this tool. So you've got Poland, and then you've got 3 other organization units, one for HR, IT and sales, and the same for Portugal and for UK. If you go to the users, to the Active Directory users and computers, it's just the same. I'm going to close view the advanced features. If you come here, it's just the same organization units that is replied on that tool. So what you have more, you have got here group policy objects. Here is the container, here is the nest of all the domain, all of the GPOs, the group policy objects. They relied here, and then they are linked to the root of your domain, or for each organization unit. To start a new group policy, you can come here and say new, right click new, and then you will give the name of the policy. in my opinion, you should write what exactly this group policy does. So in this case, it forbids or disallow forbids CMD forbids sorry, can't see, forbids CMD access all domain users. Then you have started GPO. If you can have also standard GPOs that have some configurations that you want to apply and to start the new group policy objects from that started GPO. So let's do OK. And right now you create the forbids. Forbids is well written, right? Going to add it. Oops, sorry, not add it, but I'm going to rename it. Say no CMD access. It's easy. No CMD access all domain users. Now you just have create the group policy object, but the group policy object is not doing anything. So you have to add it. Before you add it, here on the right, you'll see that the location to which domain and to which link is linked to whose users it will be applied, generally to authenticate users. There also be a possibility to have a filter. You have details, when was created, if it is enabled, if you had unique ID for this GPO settings. Okay, you can also see the details, if it was applied or not, delegation to whom will be inherit, users, domain users and others, and the status if the group policy object is already working. So let's click on right click on the GPO and we say edit. Now the group policy object can be applied into you have two possibilities. It could be applied to a computer, configuration computer directly, or to a user. It depends on the situation, but generally you use user configuration. On user configuration, you've got here policy, and they are also divided by software policies, window policies, or you've got templates. So in software settings, you've got, for instance, software installation. On Windows settings, you've got scripts for log on, log off, folder redirections, and so on. Perhaps this one will check it, or we'll do it in a few minutes. But right now, you've got group policy that were already made or delivered by Microsoft. And from control panel, you can add or remove programs, and here you have the group policy objects. What you want to do is, if you come to all settings, you'll find all the group policy that are available to be applied. In this case, if you've got the extended view, since if you click on a group policy, you have here a short explanation what this group policy does. If you change to standard, you'll have the name, and you can also check the state, the comment, and where is applying to. So since you want to apply to the CMD, to command line, you have to look for all the group policy that you have here, and this could be tedious. So you come to the filter, you click on filter, nothing happens because in action you didn't write anything. So you go to filter options, and right now you can be management, configure, or comment, and you can also check and uncheck, but you can enable keyword filters. On keyword filters you write CMD. Okay, then you say OK, and right now you will see 4 group policy objects only. So from this one you can choose the group policy that you want to apply. So you've got here prevent access to the command prompt, you click on it, okay, and you open the group policy. Now the group policy, all the group policies, they have 3 possibilities. Not configure, it means that it's not working, it's not enabled. You've got here enabled. When you click on enable, you must read, and I'll do just like this. Enable what? Enable prevent access to the command prompt. Since you have also disabled, and on disable what you will do, disable prevent access to the command prompt. So this disable, it's a counter group policy that will disable if it was enabled. Now here you have got the comment. I advise you to write the comment when this group policy was done and when you did it. So you say that it was made today. Today it's 11/5/2080. Is done by who? Is done by me. Okay, Maria the Fair, and this is for training proposal, and today is Friday. In Portuguese we call it sexta. Okay, and then we write it. Sorry? Piontek? Yeah. Piontek. Okay, good. So then you say, okay. If some group policy, they have also other options here on the left, on this box. You can also change other things that are applied here. So you say, okay. And right now, as you can see, this group policy is applied. You can add more group policies to this group policy. I won't advise, in my opinion, you should have only one group policy doing exactly what you want. If you have a group policy with a lot of group policy inside, sometimes it's more difficult to see which of the group policy is not working as you desire. So perhaps one group policy which will be better. The simple, the better. So after you have already configured the group policy, and the group policy is configured, but right now is not still applied. You have to link it to an organization unit or to the root of your domain. Since we don't want that no one on the domain access to the command prompt, I've got here the command prompt already open. I'm going to apply it directly to the root. So I click with with your right button, and then link an existing GPO. When you click on it, you'll find out that there is no CMD access all domain users. Okay? And then right now, this group policy was applied to the root of your domain. So everyone, since everyone is on your domain, will have this policy applied to. So to force, since time to time the service of group policy is applied, but to force the use of this group policy, you can also make group gp group update and then force. So with this, you force the applications of all group policy to the service. Then you say enter, and it will update policy. Okay? Now, if you come to the client, be aware that this was also applied to your computer, to your server. So if you open again, you'll see that it is disabled, even on your server, even for the administrator. Fortunately, we had here a command prompt that was already open. Now, let's go to the client, to Windows 10, and let's log in with Marta Santos, for instance. What's the password? Do you remember? Password. Okay. And if you come to the command prompt, you press enter. Why? But you can access to the command prompt. What's wrong? The point is that sometimes you have to close your you have to finish your you have to sign out from your account and then log in again. So that's, and there are even some other group policy objects that you have to restart your client, since they aren't always applied. It depends. And right now you can see that you are logged in as Marta. The name you've got login as Marta Costa, M Costa, and you can't log in. You can't access the command prompt. Okay? Before we go on, there we are going to say something further about contra GPOs. This group policy object was applied to all the domain, but there are some users to whom it's not a good policy to apply no access to the command prompt. For instance, the people from IT or even the administrators. So you can create a counter group policy object, that is a GPO that is against this group policy object. So how do you do it? You have at least 3 ways. You can block the inheritance. You can, on the group policy, on the scope, you can add or remove here some groups. I don't advise it, because the more complex the group policy are, the most difficult you have. It is much more difficult to control and administrate your domain controller and your Active Directory. So keep it simple. Another solution, and sometimes I provide that solution, is, and since the administrators of the domain, they must be special persons, special users, not persons. The best thing that you have to do is to create another organization unit and move those users to that account. So you're going back to Active Directories, User and Computers, and here we are going to create directly from the root of your network another organization unit. So new organization unit, and you say that will be admins, only for admins. Now on admins, what you have to do, you're going to the users and you move your admins here. Where is it? Where is it? Users. Somebody stole it. Ah, here it is. So you pick up on president and administrator, and you move it to admins. Okay. You control and then. So here you have the two users that generally are not or will not be will not have the same group policy object that all the other users. So you move them here. If you come, then if you go to the tool, you don't have here the organization unit admin. You have to refresh, press F5, or even you have to close it and open again. So group policy object, and now you have the admin organization unit. So, but since admins are at the, connected to the root, and the group policy object is upper, it's applied before the admins, everyone that's inside these group policy objects will be will have will be applied also this group policy object. Is missing the word right now. So what you have to do, you have to create a counter group policy object. Now we click on admins, and another way to create a group policy is right click and then create group policy in this domain and link it here. So the group policy will be created on group policy objects, but right away will be linked to the organization unit admins. And this group policy will be permit admins to access to CMD command line. Okay, then you'll say okay, and right now you have to add it. Look, it was created here on group policy object, but the link is here, and right now you can add it. Okay, and it's just the same thing. You go to policy, administrative tools, all settings. You can go to the filter, action. You can filter option, write CMD, okay, and you find out. You are creating a new group policy. This is different from this one. In this one, we said and used the same object that was preventing access to command prompt. But right now, we are creating a new group policy with the same object, but will be applied at a different place. So you click it both time, and you say it was created 11/5/2008 by this user, and this allow administrators to the command prompt. Okay, and what's the option that we'll do? Right now we're going to say disabled, because this is a counter. You have got a group policy that's enabled, that doesn't allow the users to go to the command prompt. Right now we're going to say disabled, so it's counter enabled. And after, you'll say okay, and the group policy is already applied. Okay, Now, I'm going here to the client. I'm going to log in as an administrator. Switch account. I didn't make the group policy object. I'm going to log in as president. Okay. Password, always the same. Always the same. Hi, I'm glad you are here. And just wait a second. Wait a second. And he's checking for updates. I don't care about updates. I just want to log in. And you are in. So right now you are logged in as president. If you write CMD, enter, you can log in, because I think the group policy object was already, sorry, where is it? Here it is. The group policy was already applied. I'm going to remove, delete. But look, what I'm deleting is the link. I'm not deleting the group policy object. Attention, do not delete group policy objects if they are applied to the Active Directory. First you have to remove their action, what they'll do, and then only after you may remove it. Or if you remove the group policy object, the action that group policy is making is still apply, and you can't remove it. You can't remove that action. You have to create another one with the same thing, and then you have to disable it. Right now I'm going to delete the link. So I'll say delete. And do you want to delete this link? This will not delete the group policy itself. Okay. So right now the admins, they don't have no counter group policy object. The group policy object is still here on his nest on group policy objects. And let's go here. I'm going to log off, sign out, and then I'm going to log in again as president. Try to go to this command prompt, and as you can see, it blocked the access even of the president, even of our administrator, to the command prompt. Now I'm going back to the group policy management and right click on admins and link an existing group policy object. I'm going to choose permit admins to access the command line. Okay, and I'll do again group policy update force. And after it's applied to all domain, let me go to the client. I'm still not able to access to the command prompt. I have to log off, sign out, then sign in again as president. And right now I hope we have access to the command prompt. Good. Anyhow, all the other users, and you can log in as another user that didn't log in. It's the first time. Where is the here? So we're going to log in as T-Signal, okay, from OK IT. So other user, T-Signal, password. Hi. We're happy you're here. That's good. It's almost finished. Almost finished. How long is this video on? How long? How many? 30. Okay. I'll finish just away. So right now I'm logging as Tiago Signal. I'm going to CMD, enter, and as you can see, this user is blocked. He can't go to the command prompt, and that's it. That is group policy objects. There are much more to say about this, but right now I'm going to stop the video, and you are going to do from here to the rest of the exercise. Good day.